Okay, without any further ado, let's answer the first question. The first question contains two questions. The first question is, our population is always growing, and we have many more people on this earth than ever. How can we all have had a past life? How can we all be having a reincarnation? That's the first question. I think the question, I have come across this question all the time. I think the question is not without, with due respect to the questioner. I don't think that the question is written in a very clear way. I think what you mean is like this. Buddhism is talking about reincarnation. When a human passes away, he could reincarnate into another human. He could reincarnate into an animal, or in the hell kingdom, or in the heaven as a heaven being, or in Azura, 6 paths of reincarnation. What he's saying is, given, I think that's what he means, given a fixed number of people, for example, how come the world population is growing? So if one die and reincarnate again, how come it's all growing? I think that's what it is. So he thought that that's a conflict. The world that we're living in now is called a Saha world. S-A-H-A, Saha world. Saha is a Sanskrit word. Sanskrit, you have to know what that meaning of that word. Sanskrit is a classical Indian language. A Saha, that means a world with suffering, and you are able to endure the suffering. Now in this Saha world, it contains 3 levels. The first level is the Kamadhatu, which means that the world of desires, the world full of desires. And the second level, which is a higher level, is a world without desires, but a world with form. Rupadhatu, they call it. Rupadhatu. Rupa means form, material. In other words, in this world, it's a world of both material and desire. What is material? Material, if you analyze in the minute form, is protons, electrons, neutrons. It's material. A world of material that you can see. Sometimes you can see material, sometimes those minute materials like protons, electrons, neutrons, you can see them. But it's a world of material and desires. This is our world that we're living in. To go a higher advanced level without desire, but material still exists, we call it rupa. Rupa means form. Rupa dhatu means still it's a world, but world with material. You go a higher level, a further higher level is arupa dhatu. What is arupa? R-U-P-A is rupa, means form. When you put an A in it, a Sanskrit means without form. In that very high level of existence, there's not even form left, only consciousness. But if we go down, we can further analyze. Our world has 3 things: form, desires, and what? Consciousness. Form, desires, and consciousness. You see, answering this question, I can go for 2 hours. So I don't know what I'm going to do. So usually I have too much information to feed out, but I'm going to minimize it. I think this is an important question. You have to know your location. We, living as a human being, you should know where you are. How come you were born in here? Where are you going from here? Where did I come from? How come I got born in here? And what is this world? Now let's go back to the basic. What is this world? This is a world with 3 characteristics. First one is form, or material. You know that, material. Second is desire. What kind of desires we have? We have desires for wealth, for reputation. We have sexual desire. We have desire to eat. We have desire to sleep. We have all kinds of desires. This is a desires-dominated world. Because of these desires, we're not free. We're not liberated from the bondage of mental afflictions. Because of these desires, we're attached to them. We seek these desires. We try to satisfy them. And sometimes we got frustrated doing that. Because whatever you try to desire is always insatiable. There's always desire that you can't get. You want your family members to live forever. You want yourself to live forever. You can't. The suffering of departure from beloved ones. Of desires for insatiable desires that you can fulfill. So we're not free. We are being bonded in our mental afflictions. We're not liberated. We're like the wave going up and down. We're always running like a wave, up and down in the ocean of desires. The kind of desires, I can name 1,000 desires. This is because of those desires that we attach to them. We attach to them. We try to satisfy them. That's why we have greediness, hatred, jealousy, anxiety, fear, disappointment, violent behavior, selfishness, egoistic behavior. You name them. Because we're looking for those desires. These desires give us the bondage. We're not free. You think you're free? We're not free. We're like a wave going up and down. All this wind coming to raise the wave up and down. All this winds of desires in the ocean of desires. Up and down, up and down. We always want to seek protection. We're not secure. We want to find protection. How do we find protection? We are a wave and we want to find refuge. We want to find refuge. We want to find refuge under the water. We want to go back to water. We thought we are a wave. We want to go back to the peacefulness, to the stillness of the water. But do you know that even though you're a wave, you are water? You don't have to look. Just go home to yourself. Go home to yourself. You are water. You don't have to seek refuge under water because you are water. You're just attached to these desires. And what is this water? That is your nature. The nature of purity, the nature of stillness. Why are you meditating? Running around meditating? You think meditating is to get the blessings from Buddha? Meditating is to go home to yourself. You're free. You're not a wave anymore. You are tired of running like a wave. We've been running for ages. We want to seek wealth, reputation, money. We want to have the best car, the best mansion. Nothing but satisfaction of desires. But in the process of doing it, we harm other people. We harm ourselves. We create karma. Because of create karma, we carry this karmic energy life after life after life after life. We're like a wave, a non-stopping wave, seeking for refuge under water, protection under water. We are water and we don't know about it. The Buddha said, just go home to the water. Go home to your stillness. That's why you're meditating. When you're meditating, the breath in and breath out, breathing in, breathing out, first of all, you go home to your own body first. In and out, in and out. Slowly, you go home, like a wave go home to the water. But breathe in and breathe out is the weapon, is the technique that the Buddha told us. Because the Buddha knows, you've been running like a wave, there must be technique for you to come home. How do you come home? What's the closest to you? Your own breath. Come home to your breath first. Like the wave coming home to the water. Come down first, come down. And when you come home to yourself, come home to the stillness, there's wonders in there. There's enlightenment. When you are enlightened, you're not attaching anymore, you are free. You're not frustrated like a wave. You are tired of running like that for ages. You are tired in this life running like that. Do you want to sit still? Do you want to keep on running? We don't want to. We want to learn the Buddha's teaching by coming home to ourselves first. Anapanasati. So, I'm talking about the world and not of the breath. So let's go back to the world. We're talking about population. Now, this is a world of desires. The world, desires we know, but how about material and consciousness? What is this material and consciousness? Let's start from your own body, from yourself. We're talking about self. What is the material in me? My skeleton, my skin, my flesh, my blood, my heart, my kidney, my spleen. Everything about me is nothing but what? Material. Nothing but protons and electrons and neutrons. And those things are not you. You have mistakenly recognized those material as you, and you've been protecting it. You've been trying to find refuge under the materials that are not you. That is the fictitious, unreal you, and you don't know about it. It's just like the wave. I'm a wave. I'm not water. I'm a wave. And you're looking. You're always running and looking. You are always attaching to your body. That's material. And how about consciousness? What we've got is the body and mind, right? The body is material, but the mind is consciousness, though. What attaches to desires is the consciousness. When your consciousness is polluted, what comes out? A bondage comes out. Jealousy, hatred, anger, violence, ignorance, fighting, killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, you name them. All these things comes from the consciousness. Come home to yourself. Come home to the purity of the consciousness, the Buddha said. Come home. Have you ever come home? Or you don't want to have this home run? You always want to be running. We're frustrating ourselves. So this is the world that we're living in. Forever going like a loop. And now there's another world which is higher than us. And that's the world without desires. That world only have material. When they have practiced and cultivated themselves, their purity has grown to a certain level. When they die in this life, they don't reincarnate into this world of desires again. They go a higher level up, which we call heaven. Some religions call it heaven. Those heavens, the 28 heavens, the heavens without desires. In this world, we have husband and wife, male and female, because of this sexual desire. But in there, no more of these things exist. No such relationship. You think that sexual behavior is good, is joy? Only the lower kind of species of existence enjoy a body contact of sexual misconduct. When you go to a higher level, you don't need it anymore. That's the things that pull you down. That's the bondage that always make you running further and further away from home. That's why we shave our head. We become ordained. That's why we become a monk and nun, because we want to lead a celibate life. A celibate life is the first step in body purity, in consciousness purity. Can you come home to that? If you can't even do that, how can you live this world of desires? So in that world of heavens, there's no more desires. And then when you go a further level up, even form does not exist, because you don't attach to form anymore. When there's form, there's illusion. When there's illusion, there is still desire for the form. It's only consciousness left. And that consciousness is getting purer and purer until you reach complete enlightenment, which we call Nirvana, or Samya Sambuddhi. Now that's the world we live in. There's only one of the many worlds. There are also other worlds. So when you're reincarnating and reincarnation, this is 12:30. I still have 5 minutes to go. When I'm interested in talking, you can't stop me. So this is like the wave going again and again, going again and again. Anyway, I got 5 minutes to clear this up. 12 questions? No, just the first question took me half an hour. And just the first half of the first question. So, what am I talking about all this? You think Buddhism is just about worshipping? Blind faith? I believe in the Buddha. The Buddha gives me blessings. I bring in this incense. I bring in this fruits. I kneel down. I prostrate. I blindly believe in the Buddha, and that is it. You have absolutely have mistaken the Buddha's teaching. The Buddha's teaching is not that. That's just a ceremony. The Buddha's teaching is get into your consciousness, know yourself, analyze your mind. That is the highest form of psychology. the ultimate form of philosophy. There's metaphysics. But how many people pursue that? How many people come home to the actual absolute reality of oneself? They're always looking and seeking, like a wave going up and down, seeking for security. And the wave does not know that he himself is water. He just has to come home to it. Is it easy to come home? Very difficult. Because we've been used to running. We never sit down. We never meditate. Now, the Buddha gave us the teaching, provide us a chance to recover ourselves, to discover the absolute reality in us. Are you going to give it up in your whole in this lifetime? If in this lifetime you're just going through the daily routine of eating your breakfast, going to lunch, going to work, eating your dinner, going to parties, talking on the phone, watching television, going on holidays, and that's it, you are nothing but a traveling bag, carrying this material and consciousness all your life, creating all this karma, and you're going to go to the next life again. And what is this next life going to be? What would I be in my next life? You know if I tell you. What have you done in this life? If you have done sexual misconduct, if you are greedy, if you are jealousy, if you have a lot of hatred, you have violent behavior, you are very egoistic, you never want to give anything, you're not practicing any charity, you are not a good person. You think you're going to be a person again next life? The animal realm, the animal kingdom, the ghost realm, the infernal realm. These three realms are waiting for those who are vicious in this life. And also the heaven realm is waiting for you, for those who are virtuous in this life. But is going to heaven the best? Heaven is not the ultimate to go, but it's already better than the three vicious realms. I think I'm going to stop at this point. So, because I can't go on, because they need a rest before they start at 1 o'clock. And also we're going to have release of food to the hungry ghost tonight that we perform, and at 6 o'clock, and it would go to 9 o'clock, 9:30. So it's a long day for us, and I have 12 questions, but I think suffice it to say that if you are interested in knowing all about yourself and the world, why you get born in here, where you should be going, what is your ultimate objective in life, what should I do in my life, how come I get frustrated, how do I come home for yourself, how can I be happier, how can I be free from the bondage of mental afflictions, or do you know about mental afflictions at all? I don't know. When I'm angry, I just want to hurt people. When I'm sad, I just cry. When I'm happy, I just laugh and giggle and smile. And that's what's me. You're nothing but a machine. You're nothing but a machine if you do that. I turn on the computer. If I program my computer saying, whenever somebody tells you a joke, laugh, I click it on, the computer can laugh. Whenever something tells you a sad story, you cry. I software and program it, it will cry. So are you just a computer to yourself? Try to explore this spiritual odyssey as expounded by Buddha 2,600 years ago. This spiritual odyssey will take you to the wonderland of reality. Do you care? Or you want to go into the loop of reincarnation? Do you have enough suffering? Let me ask you. In this life, do you think you have enough suffering? If you haven't experienced suffering, you haven't experienced life.